my Sunday stock watch list is here. I'm actually going to condense this down to 3 stocks now from going forward, just so there's not a lot of plays in there. You don't miss out on anything. So I'm going to play my 3 biggest convincers, which is pretty tough this week because there's a lot of earnings going on, just like last week. Last week was a little wild. A lot of these big tech earnings and all these other companies reporting great numbers, but the stock was selling off. It's a really hairy week, especially with the Fed speaking. But this week should be a lot better with the earnings that we have coming up. So some earnings to note are definitely Square. Square has earnings on Thursday, Roku on Wednesday, Virgin Galactic, Take-Two Interactive on Monday. We got, what else there's quite a few. There's Activision, we got CVS. There's quite a few this week, Fastly as well. So, but I want to give you guys the shortened version. Last week, AMD went crazy. So if you got involved with the AMD watch list last week, AMD and Waste Management actually did really well. Waste Management almost touched 150 and it started to get taken down a little bit, but I'm still in Waste Management 150 calls for October. Those are going to pay. They have been paying. I think they continue to pay. That's more of a long-term play, but let's dive right into this week. I'm going to look at things more so like getting taken down and looking for a reversal here. So UPS looks really good to me. I think this is going to pay a lot of money here. This will just be a position that I'm swinging. It's a little bit later on. I have the 917 expirations, but I really like this. I picked them up around this 188 mark on Friday. But I think this is going to start turning around. I really like this drop consolidation period. I like to buy these dips. And I think the UPS starts to turn around here. It has a little hammer candle around 190. And then if we can get above this 192, 193 price to 195, we'll go right to 198. And then we'll start filling that gap all the way up here to 206. So this could be a great entry position on UPS. I also really like the dip on PayPal. Like I said, Square has earnings this week, and this will be a sympathy play. PayPal actually missed earnings, I believe. But that could be just because Square was stealing market share, and they kind of have an inverse head and shoulders here on the daily chart. And they got sold off from 310 to 275. So I'm going to start scaling into this. I have a couple already, but I'm looking for like a longer term expiration rather than a weekly or next week. But this is a great dip buy, in my opinion. I think this is going to start turning around this week at some point based off of what Square does. So Square is a good one to watch for earnings, but PayPal is a great sympathy play. So that gives me PayPal, that gives me UPS, and I really like Roku. Roku ahead of earnings this week. They broke down. They were on the watch last week. They hit that 490 price, but they broke down later on in the week, midweek, when things started to get a little red. Amazon is to thanks for that, for missing their revenue numbers. But as Amazon went down $272, I haven't seen that in, I don't know, ever actually. But there's some support lines below Roku I'll be watching. So 425, below that we could hit 418, and then below 418 we could do 410. So at 410, I'm looking to scale in because there's a big support line at this 391. I'm not sure it breaks 400 unless they miss earnings. But the earnings run up for Wednesday. I like this dip buy here. So potentially could, if it bounces off as 425 or if it bounces off as 417 support, we could see, a reversal ahead of earnings. So 450 is a number I'll look out for, 460 as well, before heading a little bit higher. It seems to be stealing a lot of stuff from Netflix. So maybe their subscribers or their sales are going up. So just paying attention to Roku for the turnaround. So I think that's a great dip buy, PayPal and UPS. Those are my top 3. And I do want to give you guys a little heads up. There are a ton of positions that could potentially be good dip buys for the run up for their earnings. Fastly being one of them. I know this is pretty ugly, but below 46, this could get ugly to fall near its low if they don't report a good earnings report, or this could be like kind of their make or break it one where they do report good earnings because last one was so bad and they gap up. So maybe like a $60 price, $58 price, and Fastly. Fastly could really start seeing some price action here at some point. But it does look bearish on the daily chart. I won't lie. So that's one to watch out for. Square also one to watch out for. This is, like I said, their earnings are on Thursday. This looks a little all over the place, but above this 250 price could hit to 260. And then I bet you once it breaks above this 267, it's going right to this 278 before it hits all-time highs. So those are my biggest convincers. I also like the Take-Two and Activision plays that we have. Activision is on Tuesday, but Take-Two is on Monday. So Take-Two or Activision could be a nice dip buy here from this 104 all the way to the top ahead of their earnings report, especially with Take-Two. If Take-Two reports great earnings, Activision will be a killer for Tuesday ahead before their earnings. So implied volatility percentage won't affect you there. So 3 of my biggest ones are dip buys on PayPal, Roku, and UPS. UPS being my favorite so far. And then this one, ATVI, is really catching my eye. But don't forget about Space. They have earnings this week as well. So space is kind of consolidating over here, and we could do a little bit lower. I know I said I would only give 3 stocks, but my 3, I just want to point out a bunch that we got going on here because there is a lot of stuff setting up really nicely. But my 3 biggest convincers are UPS, PayPal, Roku. Hope that helped you guys out. And next week we'll focus up. And also don't forget about Coinbase when they have their earnings coming up pretty soon. This will be a lot higher than 236 in my opinion. So good luck, guys.